My name is Teresa. Our group has been assigned to present the business environment of Qatar. I will introduce the facts on Qatar. Norbert will present an overview of business environment, followed by Natasha, who will do the besto analysis, and Sushant will conclude with the risks, challenges, and advantages of doing business in Qatar. Qatar is located in Middle East, with a population of over 2 million people. Its capital is Doha and the official language is Arabic. The currency is Qatari Riyal and the GDP of Qatar is more than 300 billion US dollars in 2019. Being absolute monarchy, Qatar is controlled by the ruling Al Thani family, with a discretionary system of law and a small affluent country that is developing rapidly. Qatar is one of the oil states, which moved quickly from poverty to riches with the discovery of oil resource and gas, which resulted in a record of almost half of the GDP in 2017. Qatar has the third largest natural gas resource in the world, and these are expected to last well into the 22nd century. Its proven oil resource should also enable continued output at current levels for many years. Development of its natural gas sector has boosted Qatar's economic growth since the 1990s. The revenue generated from oil and natural gas has placed Qatar as one of the highest per capita income countries, making it one of the fastest growing economies.
Hi, I'm going to talk about pesto analysis of Qatar. Qatar has an emirate type of government which has developed into a constitutional monarchy, where it is not allowed to form political party and hold election at a national level. Qatar continues to attach great importance to traditional Arab and Islamic values that consider the family to be a central pillar of society. Qatar's economy has been built on exploiting its significant oil and gas reserve. The combined value of export and import is around 89% of GDP. While income from oil accounting for most of the government revenue, Qatar's future economy will depend mainly on gas. Though the government is implementing reform to tackle public spending and diversify the economy away from oil and gas through promoting the role of the private sector and SME. Some examples are petrochemical or refining and fertilizer industry, and also the establishment of Qatar Airways, the Qatar Science and Technology Park, and the growth of Doha as a regional conference center. Education and public health services are provided free by the state. They also offer health to orphan widows and other Qatari nationals. There is a restriction of activity of Qatari women of Islamic costume because they give priority to their religion as the majority of population are Muslim. Non-Muslim and Shia Muslim experience discrimination in employment and education. Qatar has made significant development in technology. Several new mobiles and computer technology are introduced in the country. New and latest technology is used in exploring the oil and natural gas. Nanotechnology in fields is helping to make the best quality product at lower cost. IT companies are collaborating to access the market. The Ministry of Industry and Agriculture established the Environmental Protection Committee to monitor environment issues, conservation of oil supply, preservation of the natural wildlife heritage, and increasingly the water supply through desalination are high on Qatar environment priority list. The government has shown its action by making a law for the protection of the environment. Qatar has a discretionary system of law controlled by the emirate. Islamic is significant in personal matter. The country has not accepted compulsory international courts of justice jurisdiction. However, the judicial system is strong and the individual organization and company follow law and regulation. The judicial system is divided by Sharia court for family law and civil court for criminal, commercial, and civil case.
According to World Bank data 2018, Qatar is ranked 83 among 190 economies for ease of doing business. Qatar became a member of World Trade Organization in 1996 and joined OPEC in 1961. Qatar's legal system is reasonably mature with a relatively coherent body of modern statute law. There is a low tax regime with one of the easiest tax compliance regulations in the world. The labor disputes and unrest are extremely uncommon in Qatar, as large population consists of migrant workers who are unlikely to protest given the high likelihood of consequent deportation, not ruling out the labor rights which might pose a risk to the country hosting the World Cup. Expropriation risk or nationalization is unlikely as Qatar depends on foreign investments and holds shares in foreign companies and assets and is vulnerable to retaliation. Excessive bureaucracy, nepotism, tight turnaround times, and changing project specifications commonly cause delay to projects and raise the risk of contractual disputes and cancellation risk. Reputational risk for companies in the construction sector will probably increase in the run-up to the 2022 FIFA World Cup. There is an increased global risk of terrorism. No country is immune to it. Threat of terrorist attack on the Western citizens in the region is a matter of concern. The key external risks include risk of volatility in global energy prices, regional instability risk, and global financial volatility that affects capital flows and cost of funding. Although these are mitigated by the return to the fiscal and current account surpluses. Though the dispute and economic blockade initially raised risk of raw material shortages and construction delays, Qatar quickly moved to establish the other source of imports and continued that effort, which produced new opportunities for suppliers. Qatar offset the loss of its former GCC trading partners by increasing trade with regional partners like Turkey, Oman, Kuwait, and India. Recently, Qatar had announced pulling itself out from OPEC in January 2019. Qatar's withdrawal from OPEC may not have any lasting impact on the price of oil, as it is a relatively small producer and now is focusing more on natural gas production.
In the short term, non-oil sector continues to drive economic growth, and Qatar's diligent inward investment of hydrocarbon revenues guarantees the country's economic stability. Economic growth is estimated to have recovered up to 2% in 2018 since the blockade drift. The same is expected to expand by 3% over the medium term, and the outlook remains positive with the growth expected to rise up to 4% by 2021, driven by the higher service sector growth as the FIFA World Cup draws nearer, and will continue in the long term. The overall nation's economic growth over the short to medium term is derived by a more stable oil price and ongoing process of economic reforms and the investment push associated with hosting the 2022 FIFA World Cup. Guided by the plans as per Qatar's National Vision 2030, the country is on track to take significant steps towards upgrading and connecting its land, air and sea networks in 2019. Increasing population is spurring the development of free zones and logistics centers, which are expected to create opportunities for homegrown entrepreneurs and foreign investors alike. On the IT side, officials have plans for development of a new smart city, e-government services and startups. Qatar government has been successful in combining many factors like investment incentives, banking services, infrastructure, political and social strength, which contribute in economic development and produces ideal business environment for companies seeking to enter the country. Although Qatar's judiciary system lacks independence, it is very unlikely to rule against the emir. Foreign companies are at a disadvantage in a lawsuit against the local firms. Also, Qatar's legal process is lengthy and most disputes are resolved through arbitration. A corruption watchdog was established in 2011. However, its enforcement ability remains extremely limited without the emir's support. It is true that undertaking new actions brings new strengths, something we have witnessed in recent economic events in Qatar. Since over a year, the world has watched Qatar experience one of its difficult times. As the nation's enduring partners and trusted friends separated ties by blocking its air, sea and land trade, Qatar still continues to take positive steps in enduring the growth and maintaining its place as the second most competitive market in the region.